So I don't know if you guys can tell from the view behind me, my bookshelves are a chaotic mess right now. So we're going to redo them all and hopefully make it pretty. I don't know, we'll see. It's gonna be a partial redo because I'm gonna like redo these and I'm gonna redo my book cart, but I'm planning on hopefully getting a bunch of other like little shelves in places. I'm putting books there too, so books are gonna move at some point, but for now we're gonna do this either way. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Maya and that is our plan for today. I think we're just gonna hop right in because if I don't hop right in, I'm not gonna do it at all. We're gonna take all these books off the shelves and put them over there, and we're gonna take all the stuff off the bottom and put them over there too. So let's hop right into this. Y'all are gonna watch a time lapse of me removing every book from the shelves. Okay, I have removed all the books from said shelves, and this is what we're working with right now. We've got, they're all along there and they go around, and then in front of me I've got these stacks here, and then they go like around the bed. So that is the process so far. Now, none of these are organized at all, so I'm gonna have to organize them, but I'm going to go down here and take all that stuff off. That's gonna be the hardest part, I feel like, for me, because that's like all my notebooks, my journals, my craft stuff, my photo stuff, my music stuff. So I'm gonna have to go through that and figure out what I'm doing with it, because I'd like to be able to use that bottom shelf for books too, so I have more room, but we'll have to see. I'm gonna get another organizer, but I don't have money for it right now, and it's gonna go under my window, and my keyboard's gonna go on it instead of the stand, and it can hold all of my journals and stuff, but I don't know where to put them for now. So they might end up going like next to my bookshelf where all the books are stacked right now. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna do that off camera real quick though, and then I'm gonna organize all the books into stacks, and then I will be back to you. Okay, I'm shoved into a corner currently, like there's literally no room for me to sit over here now. But I have all the books in stacks by genre. It's a little chaotic. I don't know how I understand it, so y'all probably won't understand it. But I'm gonna show you and we're gonna see. Also, I'm sorry if it's echoing. I think the bookshelf is echoing. I have to wipe down these shelves, but I'm kind of stuck. So we'll figure that out at some point. I'm probably gonna have to climb over the bed, which is also full of stuff. Oops. Okay, this is the books, right? Let's stand up and show you guys what is happening here. So these 4 stacks here, fantasy. That is what they are. Those 4 are fantasy. Then we come up here. This one, this one, this one, and this one. So these 4 are mysteries, thrillers, that vibe. And then these 5 are romance. This one and this one are dystopian. And then these 3 are, I don't know. That's actually what they were called, is I don't know. That's all of the books. There's like 200 something, so it's not actually that bad. But now I have to figure out how to get all of these books onto these shelves. Also, I did leave all that stuff up there, but I have to figure out how to get these all on this shelf. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's gonna work. So let me give you my idea. So this is probably the easiest way to film right now without the tripod. So I think we're gonna see if it'll fit. I don't know if it will because I think I have too much, but I was gonna see if I could put romance and my I don't knows on this, because my I don't knows are all like literary fictions and non-fictions and classics, things like that. That's what the I don't know is. So I'm thinking if I could fit all those on this middle shelf because it's my biggest one and that's the most books I have. And then if I could put like fantasy on one of these small ones and then mysteries, thrillers on one of these small ones. I don't know if that's gonna work or not, but that's the idea. That's the theory that I have currently going. And then also I'm gonna be using my book cart. I haven't been using my book cart for like the longest time, so I'm gonna use it too, but I don't know how I'm gonna use it. I think I'm gonna start by doing, I don't know. I could start by doing the book cart, or I could do just the bookshelf first. Maybe I just do the bookshelf first, and then I'm just gonna have books missing. I think that's the best bet. So let's grab some stuff to wipe off these shelves, and then start putting books back on the shelves now that I've taken them all off. Right here. The camera's a little crooked. We're gonna pretend it's not though, and we're gonna move on with our lives. Ready? I think the easiest way for me to do this is gonna be the most weird way, but I think it's for me to add all the books onto the shelves. Just add them all on the shelves where I want them, like all the fantasy, all the romance, all the thrillers, just on their shelves in no order, just there. Because then I can figure out if it's gonna fit or not. Because if it doesn't fit, then I have to figure things out. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna start stacking books on shelves and seeing if they work. But I don't even know where to start with that. I guess let's just grab some thrillers. And I am thinking thrillers are gonna go over here just because it's my corner. So I guess y'all are just gonna watch me put these on the shelves real quick. So let me time lapse this and then I will get back to you. Yeah. Okay, so we've ran into a slight problem. I have more fantasy than I thought I did. So the thriller goes up to here and there's 2 shelves on the bottom. This takes up, there's one and like a 3rd shelf left, but this is the fantasy and these 2 stacks are supposed to go there too. So we might be rethinking a little bit. I have an idea of what I could do. I could use the top shelf for fantasy as well, because that would probably save me the room, but I think I am going to do the book cart. So I think I'm going to grab the book cart and I'm going to try and just make sure I leave room enough for my bookshelf to like expand with these. So I'm going to grab the book cart. I'm going to make sure it doesn't fall apart because it's kind of broken. And then we're going to figure this out together because Girlie's got too much books. And I don't know, I could use the top as well because there's nothing up there. So we'll see. We might put like ACOTAR and its companions on the top shelf up there if it comes down to that. But let's grab the book cart and add some of the books to that. Mainly like books that I see myself reading within the rest of this year. So within the last like 5 months ish, something like that. So this is so fun. So fun. I'm not regretting my choices at all. I know it's gonna look so cute. Also, I didn't tell you guys, I have been so nauseous for the past 3 days, like so sick, and I was at work today and it was so bad, and so I came home and I let myself rest, and then I did this, and then I was just coming back. So we're just gonna try and get through it as much as I can. So let's also, I'm not gonna go over all the books on the shelves when I'm done. I think I'm gonna do a bookshelf tour, like a full tour where I go over every book type of thing, because that would make this video really long. So let's grab that book cart. So I think we're gonna go through these 2 stacks first, see if there's any of these books that like I want to have on the cart. I do think I want to leave the top shelf open for like my TBR for the month. See, it's like, it's wobbly. I'm getting a new one sometime within the next like month or 2 probably. Is my mom and brother, I was homeschooled and my brother's still homeschooled, but they're condensing down to just 1 cart instead of 2, and so I'm gonna get one of theirs. But for now we're stuck with this little dude. So let's see. I don't think I'm gonna put either of the Percy Jackson books on here just because I don't see myself picking up another like major series this year, and this is a major series. I think I want to try and keep it low-key. I could add this one though. I might, I don't know. I think I'm going to put all of these books on the top shelf. I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put all of the Shatter Me series. I'm going to pretty much copy the top shelf that was from my last bookcase because I liked it and it was fine. So I think I'm going to copy that. all of these books are just gonna be here because I don't even have, it's right here. So this is the whole, you can't see the stack of books, but it's all of the Cassandra Clare books I own. So I'm gonna put this one on my cart, leave the rest, because that's just the first one in that series, and I don't know, I might read it, might not, we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna put that one on, and then the rest of them are just gonna have to be figured out at some point. And then these books over here, I do want to read Sunrise on the Reaping. That is a real want. Shatter Me is gonna come over here because it goes with that series. And then I've read all of these, so these just need to find homes on the shelves. But I think I might do like a dystopian shelf up there, and that just be like my dystopian is gonna just be up there. So we'll see. We'll just put all of these dystopian series and stuff over here together. They'll find their homes later. But for now, that's that. Now, let's move this over here and come to these shelves down here and see if any of these books are books that we want. Sorry, y'all are moving weird. I love the colors of romance. That's why I want that to be like my middle, so that whenever I'm filming, you see the colors of romance, you know? But let's see. All of these have been read, so that's fine. I do think I could condense some of my Fourth Wing, the Empyrean series, because I have so many copies of that. So like I could not display them all and have them hidden behind other books, which is fine by me. But let's see. All of these have been read. This has been read. This has been read. My power just flickered, if y'all saw that. All of these, except for this book here and this one down here, have been read. I do want to put that on here though, because that is a book that I've been really wanting to read for like a long time. I just haven't. Here, let me like shift this over so that y'all can see it better. And then over here, that didn't happen. This has been read. This has been read. All of these have been read. I do want to reread Truly Devious, but it's fine. You're kind of getting a tour of the bookshelf ahead of schedule. Up here, I don't know. I should probably pull out my like video ideas for the rest of this year, see what videos I was wanting to do. I could definitely add Terms and Conditions because that's the second book in that series. Let's just knock these over so that they don't knock over. I have already read the first one this year, so I could add the second one. This is another one that like it's in a series. I think I'm just gonna start adding books and we'll see what happens. Probably too many books. This is one that I wanted to read before the end of the year. I've read both of those, read all of that. Read all that. This one, I do want to read a novel love story. These three, I don't want to put them all on here, but I know that they're all books that I do want to read. So we'll just leave those there. If there's room, I'll come back. But for now, that's that. That does clear up a little bit of space. And then over here, my head's just going to be in the way for a second. This one is definitely what I want to put on here. I'm actually reading it right now, but I don't know if I'm going to keep reading it or not right now, or if I'm going to pause on it again. But that is one. I do want to put Never on here. Let me just go through all the shelves, put books on here, and then I'll come back and we'll see the damage that we still have left to do. Okay, I'm all over the place because I feel like I don't know what I want to put on this cart, but I also don't know what I want to do with this. So I do think I know what I'm going to do with this top shelf. It's going to be a little out of place, but it's okay. So I'm going to move all of these off of it, and then I'm going to do my dystopian shelf up here. I like have an idea of how I want the dystopian shelf to go, but like I don't have a set plan. So I'm gonna move all of these down here, and then I'm gonna build that shelf with y'all. Yeah. Okay, all of those are gone. So let's grab, this is the first series. I'm just gonna put it up there. There are a couple missing. What's down there? A book. Oh, a book had fallen. Okay, but let me grab the other two. So this is this series. I also cannot see nor the screaming from the brother. This, okay, that's that, right? So I'm thinking that can go like stacked like that there. It doesn't take up a lot of room. It's chill. And then what other dystopians do I have? So I have the Divergent series. Also, which way do people do the series? It's right to left, right? Right to left. So it would be, there's Divergent, and then it's, which one's next? I feel like I should know this information, but I do not. So let me just look and see if it's in here. It's Insurgent and then Allegiant, right? I think so. if I'm wrong, I'll fix it. I'll look it up later. I just don't want to look it up now. So like that looks fine together. That series and then that there. And then I could do the Hunger Games series. Or why is Cinder down there? This does not go over here. This goes over here. Then I could do I don't know. I have a lot. Like I don't, but I do. Oh my gosh, the whole ACOTAR series isn't even up here on the shelves. Kind of just forgot that series was there. Sorry, the cat is on the counter. I think I might put ACOTAR up there, maybe. Because I have this picture too of ACOTAR, like of the mountains and stuff. So like I could put that up there and then put the series next to it. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Either way, that's there. And then I have this whole series that I want to put up there, along with that. Let's just grab that one for now. And then this series bothers me because I don't have all the matching covers for each other. So like I'm slowly collecting them, but I also did go buy this one and a hardback. So that's fun. Let's put this here for a second. It's out of order. I'll fix it. And then these are the last two I have, which is Percy Jackson and Maze Runner. So I want to fit all of those on this shelf, but I don't know how to fit all of them on this shelf. These are all the same series, right? Oh, Jamie, the one time it was... And that one's different. So maybe I can like stack this as a series right there. No, they're not all gonna fit. And then I could put these two and these two here. Or I could just put these two in this stack. Like they're not all the same, but they are the same. Like they're the same universe, different stories. That doesn't free up a ton of room though, does it? No. This is where the dilemmas come in, isn't it? I could get rid of these. I do kind of want to get rid of these because I want new copies because these are like really badly beaten up. These are actually my brother's, so I'm gonna put those up there. I'm still reading that series, just not those copies. And then these two could come up here. But I feel like if I put these two up there, it makes more sense to have this series up there too and not that. So S. Because this whole series will not fit up there. Not with how it is right now. Here. I'm gonna put those there. And then I might just have to tie in this shelf with this somehow. I don't know how, but I'll have to figure it out. So, let's move on. I think I am gonna put the whole ACOTAR series up there. So let me go grab my step stool and figure that out. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, I did it off camera, but this is what I'm kind of thinking up there for now. For now, I have this picture that I painted. It's not the best, but it's okay. And then I have ACOTAR right there, minus A Court of Silver Flames. And then I have Throne of Glass there, minus... Which one is it? Queen of Shadows, I think? Is that one? That one's missing from in between Heir of Fire and Empire of Storm. Right? Okay, those books are out of order. I'll fix them. Also, am I missing one? I am. I'm missing Kingdom of Ash. So I'll add that up there too. And then I have A Court of Mist and Fury, the hardback. It is holding up the other books. So I think that's what I'm going to leave up there for now. I might put like a Lego set over there to flesh it out where like the book boxes are. But for now, I think that works. That's fine up there. I am going to put these two back up here. Like just right here. For now, I only have book 1 and 4 of the Maze Runner, and then this is book 1 and 2 of the Percy Jackson series, so I'll just leave those up there. And I think that shelf is fine. Like, it's not my favorite. I think it's only not my favorite because these two, Lord of Shadows and Queen of Air and Darkness, are not the paperbacks like the rest of the series, and so they kind of throw off the shelf a little bit, but it's okay. So now I have to figure out where to put Hunger Games, but I could put Hunger Games and Twilight on like the same shelf. They're not like the same age. They're similar eras, so I could put those together. I don't know. This is stressful. This is really stressful. Let me fix that organization with Kingdom of Ash, and then we will figure the rest out together, I guess. I don't know. I'm glad that the floor is cleared off now, but we should start figuring out the rest of the books. Okay, so I do know that I really want to focus on these 3 shelves looking the best, like this row here, because that is the main ones that show when I'm filming. So like everything under is it is what it is, and then the ones above you can kind of see them a little bit when I'm filming, but like not a ton. So I'm thinking I want to do the Inheritance Games The Jennifer Lynn Barnes books, I think I want them to be on one of the shelves, and then the Good Girls Guide to Murder and maybe the Holly Jackson or the Karen and McManus, I want those to be like on those shelves too. So let's figure those out, I think, next. Yeah. Okay, let's tour real quick of what I have so far. So up here, zero organization. I just put all the hardback mystery thrillers up here. There are a couple like horrors up here too, but this is just like the hardbacks, if you can see them all. And then it goes into a few paperbacks, and then they're all just done by height. And then here is my, minus the fluffy hat, this is my, oh, I forgot that book was up there. Oh no, okay, that's fine. Right, okay. Y'all can't see because of this hat. Let me move the hat. It's my Taylor and Gracie hat. This is my Holly Jackson and Karen and McManus shelf, and then there's also just this Jessica Goodman book down here just because it fit there and I didn't have anywhere else to put it. So it works with the whole color scheme. It's kind of like the reds, blacks, and whites on this shelf. And so I have this one here and then this one here and then the extras are over here. So that's fine, whatever. This is my Inheritance Game shelves. It still gets its own shelf, but the Naturals is here as well because it is a Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So it's kind of just the Jennifer Lynn Barnes shelf, which is fine. This shelf is gonna have to grow though because there are a lot more books I need to get. So it's fine. I have two shelves down here. So hopefully if I get them, it'll be fine. And then down here at Squat, this is another no organization thriller, mystery, horror shelf. Just heights, but they're all paperbacks. So that is what we have so far. Now that all of our thrillers and mysteries are done, and I have two empty shelves on there, that does make me feel better about everything else because that means there's two empty shelves that I can add my like nonfiction and stuff like that to help me feel better about the middle shelves. So I think that's actually what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull out all of my nonfictions, my classics, things like that from these shelves and over here, and I'm going to put them on those two, the ones that can fit at least. Because those two shelves, they don't show up in camera at all, so it doesn't matter to me. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so this is my nonfiction and then classics are there. And then down here is just like a middle grade type shelf. So it's all my like younger books from my childhood or like Be More Chill is on there just because it fit there. Things like that. So, and those shelves have more room, which is good. So let's start tackling something else now. Okay, things have happened. They're not done. But I've organized all of my romance books by authors. So like all the authors are together now with all their books in the series. And then I have my dark romance or like spicier romance there. And then my whatever's down there. And then the fantasy hasn't been touched. I am trying to figure out what I'm going to do because these two shelves are the main shelves that like show. Because when I'm sitting on this, if I'm sitting here or I'm filming here, this one's covered completely like by me almost and by like whatever I'm filming. So these two specifically, I want to make sure that they highlight my like favorite authors. So that's what I'm going to try and figure out right now. But I honestly feel like I need to figure out the fantasy shelves before I figure out the romance because it determines how much space I have to do with the romance. So let's swap over again and work on that. That was just aggravating me that it wasn't organized at all. So let's try and figure out this chaos over here. Okay, I have somehow made it kind of work. So up here I have like the Hunger Games, Harry Potter, The Hobbit, that whole thing. Wait, I'm missing books. Okay, no, I have to redo the bottom shelf, but that's fine. This is like these series here. The Powerful series gets its own thing. Powerless series because it's my favorite. The Empyrean series gets its own thing. The other books are hidden back here. My other two copies of Fourth Wing are just back there. This is like my fairy tale-esque vibes, and then Powerful had to go down there because it could not fit on that shelf. And then this bottom one is just miscellaneous stuff, which I have to add the two Twilight books to because I forgot. But let me add those, and then we'll get to finally get to these middle shelves of romance. Okay, I think this is where I'm gonna leave y'all tonight. I might come back and change things, but honestly, I kind of like it. So we've got that up there. Then we've got all of my mystery thrillers down that side. Oh, there's a stack of books I haven't done. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'll do that later. And then we have my romances. And then here I have romance, and then I split it up because this is dark romance. And so I put that there. I don't know what my phone is doing right now. And then that's just a bunch of random. And then that's all my fantasies and stuff. So I still have to pick out books to put on my TBR cart, and then I'll probably do some more editing of it. But this is honestly kind of cute. I'm liking it. So those are all Christmas books. Let me go grab those and put those up. But I think this is what I'm gonna leave y'all tonight. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, I think that's the angle I wanted at. The cat's moving again. Let me grab her real quick. So we might be filming the end with the cat in my arms. Do you want down or do you want to stay? You're not getting on the tray table again. Okay, so this is the next day now. And I have pretty much, I like what it looks like now. I definitely see things changing in the future, but for now, I think it's cute. So she's decided that she's sitting here. So let's do a quick run through. Also, like when you look at it on camera, I really like the way it looks on camera too. So that's a bonus. But let's do a quick run through of what I did. I'm gonna do an actual tour, so keep an eye out for a bookshelf tour where I go over like every book and the book cart and everything. But for now, let's go over quick review of the bookshelves. First off, let me tilt you guys upwards. As y'all saw last night, I'm hoping this camera does not fall off of this. As y'all saw last night, I put the picture that I painted of the mountains of like Valeris, I think is what it's supposed to be. I don't know. We painted it at a painting with a twist class, me and my cousin. So I did that and I put that there. And then I have the ACOTAR series here, minus, you can't see the Frost and Starlight, but it's up there. But A Court of Silver Flames isn't up there because it's on my TBR cart. And then this is the Throne of Glass series, minus the Queen of Shadows, I believe. I think Queen of Shadows is on my cart too. She sees a bug outside and so she's freaking out. There's also a frog on my window. So that's interesting, huh? And then I have my hardback of A Court of Mist and Fury over there, as you guys saw. So that's the top of the shelf. And then there's like some boxes over there, some Funko Pop boxes, some book boxes, whatever. We're gonna pretend they're not there. And then the camera is a little crooked. Sorry. So then this top shelf over here, we have, let's go by like shelves real quick. So this small one over here is my mysteries, thrillers, and then it's also got my nonfiction and middle grade and classics. It's kind of a weird assortment, but it is what it is and it's what fit where it fit. So up here I have mostly hardback, mystery, thriller, horrors, and then a couple paperback. And then here is my Karen and McManus and Holly Jackson shelf, except there's a new Holly Jackson book that I just found out is out and I don't know where it's gonna fit. It might have to take this spot and this book might have to move, but there's also this one which is just, it fit the color scheme. And then I have a little Spider-Man Funko Pop over here. It was on top of the books. It keeps falling though, so I don't know if it's gonna stay there or not, but just leave that there for now. And then down here, this is the last one y'all can see before I have to move the camera again. This thing is not staying here. It's my little sand thing. I just forgot to move it. But here I have my Jennifer Lynn Barnes shelf. Minus like one book, I think. Yeah, minus one book because it's on my TBR cart as well. And then I have this one like facing out because it's the pretty edges. Let's move y'all down. I'm gonna put the cat down so that you can get a better glimpse of these shelves. So say bye. Say bye. Okay, she's not happy with that. Let me turn the camera around real quick. So y'all saw that one. That's the hardbacks and paperbacks. This is this shelf. That's that one. And then when we come down here, this is just a bunch of paperbacks of, again, mystery, thriller, horror books. And there are a couple missing. Obviously, they're on my TBR cart. And then I have like these little books that I got from the little mystery ball things, whatever they are. And I put those there. And then down here, ignoring the happy birthday card, I have a friend's birthday today. Down here is my nonfictions and then my classics along there. This is my one paperback nonfiction, so it kind of just propped up there, otherwise it kept falling. And then down here is my middle grade books, and then like Be More Chill is there, and it's not technically a middle grade, but it just fit on that shelf, and so that's that. So that's that shelf. And then let me push myself backwards a little bit. This middle shelf here is my romance and dystopian shelf and literary fiction shelf. So it's got all three on it. So up here is my dystopian books. As you can tell, I've got like this series stacked, and then that one stacked, and then it's a little all over the place, but that's that. And then it's got my little candle. That's my favorite candle, by the way. If you guys can find that, they sell it at like TJ Maxx and like Marshalls and stuff like that. Favorite candle. And then not over there, down here is my romance, my first shelf of romance. So this is where I have hardback romances, and a couple of them are missing because it was stacked all the way up to here, like the top of this book, but I put those on my TBR card, so they're not over here. And then this is my TBR jar where I pick my prompts out of every month, so it's just on top of that for now. It won't fit there when I put the books back, so I'm probably just gonna put it here. It's whatever. And then we've got all of these here, and then I have like Wildfire on display because it's summer and it gives summery vibes, and also I just think that special edition cover that I have is so pretty. And then I've got this candle that I've actually never burned, so I don't know if it's good or not. And then this Christmas ornament that I got from like a Secret Santa gift exchange type thing. And then a couple more just basic romance books. And then we come down to this shelf. I have this little picture frame. It's supposed to look like the Friends, like, what's it called? The little looking thingy on a door, whatever. That, but I don't have a picture in it yet, so I need to get a picture for it. But my cousin gave me that. And then here are just a bunch more romance books. And then I have my favorite on display, obviously. And then it's just stacked. These are my indie versions of that. And then over here, we've got more. I tried to do this as like series. So this is Lauren Asher, but it's her 2 series that I own. Obviously, there are 2 books missing, but which actually I think I took the wrong book in the series, so I'm gonna have to swap that out, but it's fine, whatever, because I'm on the second one, not the third one. And then this is Elsie Silver, and then Sarah Adams. One of hers is missing because I'm reading it too, or like I'm not reading it, I haven't read it yet. And then that's this I got from like Walmart, and it's the perfume I've been wearing lately because it's like $3. And then down here we have more romance, and then John Green is romance but also kind of literary fiction, just like Taylor Jenkins Reid, and so that's just over there. These are all romances. This is one of the ones that I didn't know where to put, so I put it right here. And then to split up my dark romance from the regular romance, because like these are young adult books, and then we have dark romance, I put this one because it's my favorite cover I have of a dark romance on display. This is actually one of my favorite covers I own in general. So this one's on display. And then we have my dark romance over here on this side. And then down here is my, I don't know, I guess literary fiction mixed with Christmas. So here we have a couple. I have these 2 Funko Pops here because I don't want to take these 2 out of their cases yet. And then these are all literary fiction. And then we get to Christmas. So that's the middle shelf. And then this shelf over here, the last one I have, is my fantasy shelf. That's pretty much all it is. It's just different types of fantasy. So up here I have Wanda Maximoff because I am obsessed with her. She's my favorite. We've got like the Hobbits up here, and then we've got these little Harry Potter books, and then this Harry Potter book I have is on display, and then like the Hunger Games series. That's kind of like my middle grade-ish shelf. And then this one, it's just got these 2 Leigh Bardugo and then Holly Black's books on this shelf with the bonsai tree. And then this is the Powerless shelf. It's got like its own little shelf where it's displayed. I really like that shelf actually. And then down here is my Empyrean series shelf. So it's Fourth Wing, Onyx Storm, Iron Flame, all of them. These are all out here. I have this on display just because it was the latest book. And then back here are my other 2 copies of Fourth Wing, which I probably need to get rid of some of those, but for now, they're staying. And then like I'm probably gonna get rid of one of my versions of Onyx Storm because I have 2 of the same version. But I'm waiting until the next book comes out because currently this fits perfectly and I'm not changing it. And then down here is my, I guess, princessy fairy tale type stories. So I've got all the Marissa Meyer books here that I own. This is an old, I've had this since I was so young and it's kind of gross now, but I don't want to get rid of it, so I'm keeping it there. And then I've got Powerful here just because it didn't fit up there. And then these are some more that kind of just fit the vibe of fairy tale. And then down here is just an array of random fantasy books. So that's that. But let's move this camera around real quick. Let me give you one more like far away view. These 3 shelves, my favorite things, and then I really like those. and that's like my favorite stuff on the shelf. But I was gonna forget to show you guys this cart, which it's not done, and I don't want to move it out of the corner, so it's over here. This top shelf is just my current TBR, so my July TBR is on this top shelf. This middle shelf, it's got this all the way there, and then there are some books back there. This is my summer TBR, so like books I wanted to read this summer. And then down on this bottom shelf is my 2025 TBR. So that's the book cart. Nothing special, just in this corner over here for now. So that is the bookshelf redo video, I guess. I actually really like how it turned out. This is probably one of my favorite setups for my bookshelf yet. I think because of what I did with these three, and I really like that I have an empty shelf on the bottom down there, so I can grow and expand my bookshelf. Because even though I have all this, and then I put the books on the book cart, those books I took off of this after I had already done it. So like, I don't have too many books that don't fit. Like I guess I have less books than I have space, which is nice. So I can buy more books, which I have plans to buy specific books next month. So that's really nice, which I guess is this month when y'all are seeing this, because I'm filming this in July and it's August when it's coming out. But that is the redo of the bookshelves. I really love them. I definitely see myself doing a lot of sit downs so that I can have this one on display because it's my favorite book. But I like how I display the specific books. I definitely want to get a picture for this frame, which I have a picture in mind that I could put here. So I don't know, we'll see. Either way, that was very fun. I definitely got stressed out last night and did not want to keep doing it, but I'm glad I kept going because it turned out really great. And I'm really impressed that I actually did it all in one night. But that is the end of this video. Like, subscribe, comment down below how you feel about the bookshelf. If there's anything you think I should change, because I will take advice from you guys if you feel like anything should be moved. But for now, this is what we're keeping. And thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!